Chapter 1. Are you ready for your soulmate experience? Molly Apple and Joe Dunn have a deep relationship and soulmate connection, which hasn't faded in the time they have been together. They felt like they were drawn together, and as such, they want to help other people find their soulmate. They have taught people from all around the world with excellent results. If you're someone who has long been waiting for their soulmate to fall into their lives, the bad news is that you're going to have to put forth some effort. You have to understand whether you're ready for a soulmate. You have to increase your soulmate readiness and cut out bad habits to attract that person into your life. The Soulmate Experience tells you exactly how to do all of that and more. Apple and Dunn tell us that opportunities to have a deep soulmate connection come around a lot more often than we realize. The issue is that we're not ready to take them up. Finding a soulmate can be a difficult but important decision. Once you have surefire tips, it becomes a much easier task. Keep reading to understand how you, too, can have the soulmate experience. If you don't rid yourself of bad habits and false thoughts, your soulmate could easily pass you by. Chapter 2. What you think about yourself projects to other people. We all have certain beliefs about ourselves that we hold firm. These can be truthful or they can be wrongly perceived. Apple and Dunn give the example of two identical twin sisters. One twin believes herself to be unattractive, while the other always gets plenty of male attention. She wonders why this is because they're identical in their appearance. Of course, the reason is that the sister who doesn't have these negative beliefs about herself isn't projecting negativity toward other people. A belief is simply an idea that we've decided is true. Molly Apple and Joe Dunn. The negative beliefs you have about yourself have a tremendous amount of control over your ability to attract a soulmate into your life. You need to clear these limiting beliefs and replace them with positive and joyful thoughts instead. Remember, the views you have in life help to create the types of experiences you have too. Rid the negative beliefs about yourself and focus on the positive to change your experience. Apple and Dunn suggest you take some time to sit down and think about your beliefs and try and figure out whether they're negative and how much they're holding you back. Identify the thought, think about it, and then replace it with something positive. Reframing old beliefs takes time, but you can do it. Have patience. Did you know? Reframing negative thoughts is a prevalent cognitive behavioral therapy technique, CBT, used by counselors and therapists. Chapter 3. Love your body to love yourself. Modern society tells us that we're too thin, too fat. Our hair could be different. We're not the right color or the right height. The list goes on. You have to throw away these so-called societal beliefs and focus on what you believe and think. Learn to love your body and everything about it. You'll soon see your confidence levels skyrocket. Self-compassion is extending compassion to oneself in instances of perceived inadequacy, failure, or general suffering. Sit down and work through each part of your body one by one. For instance, start with your hands and think about the things your hands do for you and how they help you in life. Start feeling gratitude rather than criticism. As you do this for every part of your body, you'll start to notice that the love you have for your body increases. Who decided you should look a certain way or act a certain way? The only person you need to please is yourself. Stop being so self-critical and instead replace those thoughts with genuine compassion. Trying to please everyone else all the time is not going to bring you happiness. It's going to deflect negativity back your way. Chapter 4. Any baggage you take into a new relationship will reduce your chances of developing a soulmate connection. If you want to experience deep relationships with the potential for a soulmate connection, you need to clear out your past relationship baggage and focus on the future. You cannot carry old baggage into a new relationship, despite how hard it can be to let it go. It's far better to spend some time working through any residual issues before you even attempt to enter into a new relationship. Baggage can be anything from worrying about a partner cheating on you simply because your ex did, or the self-confidence issues you developed as a teenager. Carrying these through life will merely lead to repeating old habits. This may decrease your chances of meeting someone who could genuinely be a soulmate connection for you. Baggage means old relationship problems, but can also mean addictions and negative habits you regularly indulge in. Be mindful of any addictions or unhealthy habits you have, which can reduce your soulmate readiness and result in a relationship that is unhealthy or short-lived. Addiction doesn't have to be a common type, e.g., alcohol, drugs, or overeating. It can be anything that you feel you need to do to cope. Make a list of all the patterns or addictions you have in your life and work out how much control they have over you. This could be overeating when you feel stressed, perhaps drinking too much. It could be going shopping whenever you feel sad. It's better to make changes at this point before you enter into a relationship. This will increase the chances of your relationship becoming a soulmate connection. Chapter 5. Your soulmate won't just fall into your lap. You need to make a move. Far too many people sit around waiting for their soulmate to fall into their lap. This never happens. Instead, you need to prepare and be ready to open up to whatever comes your way and explore the potential it holds for you. This also includes making changes in your life right now. Then you'll be able to invite a potential soulmate in, whether they are the type of person you had in mind or not. Try some new hobbies, go to different places, put yourself out there and in the way of potential new connections. We tend to fall into the same old habits, but we don't meet new people. Soulmates don't fall from the sky. Be open to whatever comes to you at the time. Apple and Dunn make the point that you shouldn't be asking yourself how you can find a potential soulmate connection. Instead, it would help if you examined yourself to learn how you can be a good soulmate for someone else. By doing this, you're more likely to attract deep connections into your life. This means taking responsibility for yourself and life and your willingness to change things that are holding you back. Ask yourself how you can be a good soulmate for someone else rather than looking for someone to be perfect for you. Don't sit around waiting for your soulmate to fall from the sky and in your lap. Be open to whatever comes your way. Chapter 6. Unhealthy relationships are different from healthy relationships in many ways. Most people focus too much on the idea of getting into a relationship. When they finally get one, they stop showing effort and fall into unhealthy relationship habits. These can damage your chances of the union lasting. It is essential to try and attract a soulmate into your life and create an environment that allows your relationship to bloom and grow. This will enable you to explore life together in a joyful way. Once you are in a relationship, the real journey begins. You need to continue to feed and water your relationship for it to grow. Often the most significant issue which arises is a need for validation. It's important to realize that another person cannot make you whole or complete you. Validation has to come from within. By trying to gain acceptance and validation from another person, you're falling into the trap of negativity. You may also develop expectations for your partner, many of which they may not be able to fulfill. No one can make you whole or fulfilled. It comes from within. Instead of looking for validation, expecting things, and subtly controlling another person, try the following instead. Realize that relationships are about choice. Show gratitude that your partner chooses to remain in your life. Support your partner in changes and growth, even if the thought worries you. Share experiences to keep your soulmate connection strong. Accept yourself and your partner as you are in the here and now. Avoid judgments and expectations. Understand that being attracted to other people is normal. You can't simultaneously control someone and have a soulmate experience with them. Mallie Apple and Joe Dunn. Chapter 7. For you to grow, you need to put your relationship into context. A context is a statement of what you're going to offer within the relationship. This helps you to focus on overcoming problems and issues in a relationship. This can be more useful than simply showing commitment. By creating a context, you're dedicating yourself to improving your connection and increasing its potential. Context is essentially this: I offer the best of me, you offer the best of you. Mallie Apple and Joe Dunn. A context helps you to ride out the potential roadblocks in life and helps your relationship stay strong. In this case, you don't feel disappointed or like you're failing when something goes a little wrong. You adapt. Apple and Dunn argue that a context can sometimes be more substantial than a commitment, i.e., promising a set number of rigid rules. This is because you're working towards doing something for yourself and not simply giving everything up for a partner. Commitment often means stifling or changing parts of yourself that you don't want to change. Context is about offering the best of you and vowing to work through the hard times together without expecting your partner to change. Give your relationship context by offering your partner your very best and asking for the same in return. For a relationship to grow into a soulmate connection, it needs to have the right amount of space to grow and develop. This space needs to be healthy, and it also allows you and your partner to deepen your love and intimacy. You can create a safe relationship space by dedicating yourselves to experiencing new things together and working on releasing any resentments you might have built up. A safe space such as this has no room for any blame, undue criticism, or judgment. These need to be released beforehand. There is no place for any type of criticism, judgment, or blame in a healthy relationship space. However, it's essential to realize that your relationship will challenge you occasionally. However, your context will allow you to focus and address these problems as they come, seeing them as a learning opportunity and not a major upheaval. Every relationship experiences challenges, but working together helps you see these as a learning curve. You should also remember to avoid over-compromising and always keep your channels of communication open. By doing this, you create a safe space for your relationship to grow. Chapter 8. Whenever jealousy arises in a relationship, it is helpful to turn it into appreciation. Jealousy is a natural yet powerful human emotion. It has the potential to ruin a relationship if you allow it to get the better of you. Most people don't realize that jealousy can actually be flipped around and used as a positive instead. All that raw emotion can add excitement and passion to your relationship, as long as you understand that reacting out of jealousy is not going to end well. Jealousy is a normal human emotion, but you don't have to allow yourself to be controlled by it. When you feel jealous, you need to admit it to yourself and not be too hard on yourself. It's normal to feel jealous from time to time, but it has its roots in fear. We worry that we're going to lose something, usually our partner, and as a result, we become jealous of something we assume will take them away from us. When you realize that you could lose someone, you start to appreciate the small things even more. So when jealousy strikes, explore it. What would it feel like if they weren't in your life anymore? That feeling can often cause you to be grateful that they're still around, pushing you towards deepening the connection you have. Admit to yourself that your partner will probably be attracted to other people occasionally, and you are too. This doesn't mean they're going to act upon that attraction. Use that jealousy and turn it into appreciation instead. By understanding that finding a soul connection is also about what you offer and not only about your partner, you will deepen the relationship. This allows it to grow and blossom into something truly extraordinary. A soul connection relies upon both partners working hard together. A few steps to achieving all of this include avoiding trying to change your partner and instead Focus on accepting them as they are. You should also make sure that you're present in the moment and that you put your phone down. Ensure that anything you say or do comes from a loving place and avoid negativity or criticism. In the end, it's essential to realize that we're all connected as humans on some level. Conclusion. A soulmate is not going to fall into your lap without you doing some preparation work first. In that case, you need to learn to rid your life of limiting beliefs, focus on loving yourself, and being positive while also accepting what comes your way. If you sit around waiting for the right person to fall from the sky and change your life, you're going to be waiting forever. It all comes down to being the best person you can be and being ready to welcome someone into your life when it happens. Also remember that the person you meet isn't going to be perfect because nobody is. It's easy to look for the ideal person and to put this image on a pedestal, but doing that means you overlook other realistic connections. You're not perfect yourself, and you shouldn't expect anyone else to be. Accepting that person as they are and loving them regardless of any perceived flaws is essential. After all, you expect them to do the same for you. Once you find yourself in a relationship, allow it to grow and develop naturally without stifling it, rushing it, or allowing jealousy to ruin it. Provided you can look within and encourage your partner rather than holding them back, you'll find that your relationship has true soulmate connection potential. Try this. Learn to love your body by understanding the importance of every body part. Challenge any jealousy you feel by changing it into appreciation. How would you feel if the fear you have came true? Make a list of the activities, fears, and addictions that hold you back in life and work to reduce their influence one by one.